it's Destiny, and today we're going to be trying out Ashveil with Archer. And before we get into today's video, I'd love to know which character you were the most excited for, either in version 4.1 or version 4.2. And lastly, if you'd like to see more Star Rail content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. For today's team, we'll be using Archer, Heng, Sparkle, and Ashveil, and right off the bat, we're just gonna see some follow-ups from Ashveil as well as Archer. Boom, there we go. Now these enemies will attack us a bit, but it's perfectly fine. This will just result in us getting some more energy here. Now with Sparkle, we can just use her ultimate. Sparkle will be able to advance for the team with Dance Dance Dance, and we also have the overflow skill points. Now with Ashveil, another follow-up. And now with Heng, we can just use his ultimate. Another Ashveil follow-up. And now we can advance forward Archer and immediately get into using his skill. Boom! Now before we keep attacking, we're gonna use the Ashveil ultimate just to swap who the bait is. Well, bam! And now with Archer, we can just attack like so. Ashveil follow-up. Now with Archer, we can do another skill right here, and we can also use his ultimate on this enemy. Boom! Now we have the Ashveil follow-up, the Archer follow-up, another follow-up, and another follow-up. And now with Archer, we can just keep shooting our arrows. Boom! There we go. And as you see, Ashveil is also getting energy just from us attacking the bait, and now we're actually getting pretty close to full energy with Ashveil as well. With Heng, I will just attack the enemy in the middle. We can just use his ultimate right here, and boom, there we go. Now with Sparkle, advance forward Archer, and we have full energy now with Sparkle, which is perfect, as we will want to use her ultimate going into the next wave. Just use his ultimate, and now we're going into the next wave here with Nikador, and we can immediately use Sparkle's ultimate. Advance forward the entire team, as well as give some more skill points. And what we could do here is Archer attack, Ashveil follow-up, and now with Archer, we can immediately use his ultimate for some back-to-back follow-ups here. Boom! And bam! And another follow-up. And another follow-up. We just had 4 follow-ups there back-to-back. With Archer, we're just gonna keep shooting our arrow. There we go. And with Heng, we can basic, and with Ashveil, we can just skill. So 56% on Nikador already, which is great. And now we have to get rid of these little spheres here as well. What we're going to do here with Ashveil is just use his ultimate. There we go. Apply it to one of them, just so he can make it the bait. Now we can advance forward Archer. Now also use Sparkle's ultimate here. We want to give some more skill points, of course, for Archer to use. So Sparkle's ultimate is, of course, very important. And oh my gosh, so close to defeating that one, but it's okay. We'll just attack the one next to it. Boom, there we go. And now what we can do is use Archer's ultimate on another one, like so. Well, bam. And we also got the Heng ultimate, so this is actually pretty good, as this can allow us to get another skill point. And Ashveil follow-up, and bam! Okay, we got rid of almost all of them so far. What we could do with Archer here, just shoot the arrow, and another one, boom! There we go, 1% on Nikador here. Basic with Heng, please be enough. No, it wasn't enough damage, it's fine. At least that was enough damage right there. We had the second HP bar already in the 0 cycle here. Now Turbulence will kick in, so the second HP bar did take that bit of damage. I will be advancing forward Ashveil here and just try to get rid of the sphere. And there we go. One down, another one very close to going down as well. Boom! And now with Heng, we can basic, Ashveil follow-up, and the only thing that sucks here is we don't have the skill points for Archer, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. No! Oh my gosh, our team got pushed down. Oh no. I think that might have ruined any chances of clearing within this one cycle here. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Since if we didn't get pushed down, we would have been able to advance toward Archer, use the Sparkle ultimate. No, Archer won't go above the cycle. That's so unfortunate because we could have gotten rid of the spheres here, as well as potentially broken the war armor on Nikador as well, since we're getting close to Archer's ultimate, and we also have these follow-ups from Ashveil. So I think we definitely could have gone a 1 cycle clear if we didn't get pushed down like we did. That is pretty unfortunate, but it's okay. We could just finish off this fight in a moment here. We're gonna use the Archer ultimate. Boom! Ashveil time. And bam, there we go. We were able to clear a 2 cycle, very possible for a 1 cycle clear, but overall still a pretty fun showcase featuring Ashveil and Archer. Now real quick, let's just go over the builds. Alright, here we have the builds for today's video. Here is Archer, and we can just take a quick look at his build here. We do have the signature light cone, trace is maxed out. For the relics, we are just using Root and Arena and then Genius of Brilliant Stars. You can of course use alternative planar and relic options as well. For his Eidolons, we are using an E0 Archer. I've not activated any of these, as you all can see. With Dan Heng, here he is. We are using his signature light cone, but if you want to use a free-to-play option, you can consider On the Fall of an Aeon. For his traces, they're maxed out. For relics, we're just using Lushaka and Self-Enshrouded. Lushaka is going to be going to Archer. And for the Eidolons, we also have an E0 Dan Heng. For Sparkle, here she is. Her build definitely could be a bit better when it comes to just how much crit damage she has. And when it comes to her light cone, we're just using Dance Dance Dance. Trace is maxed out. Relics, we're using Lushaka and then Ordeal. And then for her Eidolon, she is also E0. Now we have Ashveil, and here are his stats. Light cone, we have his signature, but here are some alternatives you can consider using on him. Trace is maxed out. Relics, we're just using City of the Converging Stars and Ashblazing Grand Duke. You can also consider using some alternative chins on him as well. And for his Eidolons, he is completely E0. I've not activated any of his Eidolons, as you all can see. And with Archer and Ashveil, both of them do have a crit rate body, just to try to get as close to 100% crit rate. And in the case of Dan Heng, now for the particular showcase we did, if you would like, you can also consider going sustainless. In the case of sustainless, you can consider a team-wide buffer. For example, a character like Tribbie will be able to give buffs to Archer as well as Ashveil. There could also be the potential of using a character like Remembrance Trailblazer and doing some fun shenanigans with the true damage buff and advancing certain characters forward. You could consider a character like Cypher, as she will be able to deal her own follow-up attacks, which can help out with getting Ashveil more energy, and she will also be able to inflict a vulnerability debuff to all enemies on the field, just by Cypher being on the field, as well as recording the damage dealt onto enemies as well, so she could also be a nice option to consider. Of course, you can use alternative supports as well from there. The reason why I did mention a character like Tribbie though is that she does have frequent follow-up attacks of her own, which will result in her assisting with attacking the bait on the field, resulting in Ashveil getting more and more energy. So you definitely can consider using a support option in the slot of Dan Heng if you would want to go sustainless. As for Sparkle, she heavily assists with the skill points of this particular team, as she will be able to regenerate those 6 skill points with her ultimate. And if she has any overflow skill points, then she can also record those. So this is very important for a character like Archer, as he will take advantage of this in order to ensure that he is able to skill multiple times in a row with more comfortability. Sparkle is also of course going to be able to provide the action advance and also team-wide action advance here with Dance Dance Dance. Overall, I would love to know your thoughts on Ashveil. I'm really excited to see what potential future synergies he may end up getting, or just fun teams in general. And lastly, I'd love to know your thoughts on Ashveil, if you'll be pulling or skipping. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.